So you want to play Clown Crew and TCG? Steal my deck list. Alright, first up for the Clown Crew engine, we are rocking 2 copies Blancavizzo. We're also running 3 copies of Clown Crew Freyr. This is honestly the best starter in the whole deck. Next up, we're running 3 copies of Clown Crew Rehearsal, 2 copies of Malpractice, 1 copy of Maintain Operations, 1 Soiree Operations, and 1 New Face. Now in this build, we are playing Clown Crew Mitsurugi, so we are playing 2 copies of Murakumo, 1 Habakiri, 1 Futsu. We're also playing 1 Saji, 1 Kusanagi, and 1 Aramasa. And running it all off, we're running 1 copy of Night Sword Serpent. If you really wanted to, you could cut Night Sword Serpent. I like it as just a little bit of extra consistency and another tribute target, so I threw him in here just because. We're also rocking 3 copies of Prayers, 2 Ritual, and 1 Mirror. We're also rocking 1 Purification and 3 copies of Pre-Preparation of Rites. If you're anything like me, you see 2 Pre-Prep and 1 Mirror in your hand every time. To the non-engine. For our non-engine, we are rocking 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Fua, 3 copies of Droplet, 1 Call By, and 1 Metamorphosis. We are rocking the Metamorphosis package in here. The main reason being is because Metamorphosis has you tribute your monster, which both Clown Crew and Mitsurugi like being tributed, and the monsters that you get out are actually really good this format. And to round it off, we're running 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. To the extra deck. Starting off with our Metamorphosis targets, we're running 1 copy of Dragoon and 1 Last Warrior. Don't mind the paper rare, I'm waiting for the mail. Level 7, we tribute Blancarizo. Level 8, we tribute any of our Mitsurugi monsters. The only downside with Dragoon is because we didn't use a normal monster to get him out, he doesn't get his pop effect. But he's still a Omni Negate, which is really good nonetheless. We're also rocking 2 copies Diablo, 2 copies of Fiend, 1 Typhon, 1 Terrier, 1 Exiton, 1 Dynamundo, 1 Ashland 1000, 1 SP, and 1 IP. Now, if you really wanted to, you could theoretically play Super Poly with this. And if you're going to play Super Poly, I would just take out Evo Swarm, number 41, for some Super Poly targets. And if you wanted to cut a little bit more, I would take out Ashland and Dynamundo. To the side deck. With our side deck, we're running 1 copy of Gorgon, again, waiting for the mail. Gorgon is a tricky one, in my opinion. I like the card because it's a big shutdown card, but I can't decide if I like it using first or second. Because going first, it's easier to get rid of, but it makes your opponent wise to the 3 zones, whereas going second, it is easy to stop coming out because you do put up a bunch of bodies, but it's easy for your opponent to just have a bunch of setup to negate the summon. But once it's out, anything in these 3 zones are negated. Rounding it off, we're rocking 2 Veiler, 2 Droll, 2 Ghost Bell, 2 Ghost Ogre, 2 Perulia, 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Feather Duster, and 1 Imperm. Really, Imperm is just here, so if we lose and we start for going first, we just instantly put in another Imperm. And usually with my siding, I also side in the 2 Droll, and what I normally take out is like a Prayers, the Night Sword Serpent, and then possibly something like an Ash Blossom. And then everything else is either for going second or for just depending on what you go up against. Ghost Ogre is here for Cool Tune because they like their continuous spell. So when they activate it, I Ghost Ogre to get rid of it. If you don't like the Gorgon, honestly, if it were me, I would either side in a 3rd Lightning Storm or a 3rd Perulia. Because if you're going against Cool Tune, Perulia is much better because it's summoned from the hand a lot more often. But I would still keep in Fulos because a Fulos during your draw phase prevents your opponent from summoning during your turn. They have to be a lot wiser to it. If you want to see this deck in action, be sure to go here to see it on my YouTube page. If you want to see combat tutorials, be sure to like and let me know in the comments down below. And be sure to follow for more.